high selling fees, bad buys and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Another just a last second type of live stream. I figured I was gonna take some time today. We have the members live today at in less than an hour from now, about 45 minutes from now. And I figured that, I just jump on here, go live, talk to you guys. I'm kind of feeling really good today for the first time in a couple weeks, which feels great. I've been having problems with my tooth. That tooth was taken out. Recovery time has been kind of a drag, and today's really kind of the first day that I just got out of bed and just hit the ground running. From Beards Live this morning to going to get my merchandise to getting things listed and up in my account. And I guess I could just keep the momentum going, right? Because when you get in that mood, you want to list. That's kind of how I feel right now. But I also kind of want to talk to you guys as well. So I figured I could probably get a few more items listed between now and the members only live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, or I could just come on here and do a pop-up live and see what everyone's up to. And I really wanted to kind of talk to you guys about making improvements in your business. And I know that, look, it's easy to get complacent with what we're doing. We get up, have breakfast maybe, and then just kind of wing it the rest of the day. That's kind of what a lot of resellers do. If I'm being honest, that's kind of an easy rut to get into. I have a routine, thankfully. Otherwise, I would probably be in that. And if it, my routine revolves around Jenna's help. So, I know she gets up a little bit after I do. I want to get up, get her stuff ready to ship out for the day, and get her ready, get her squared away, and hopefully I don't encounter any problems there. And then usually I'll have the day planned out like the day beforehand. I'll have in my mind before I go to bed, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow? So that way, you can kind of in your mind put time aside for the things that you need to get done. And then if you can do it fast enough and achieve your goal, you can have the rest of the day to yourself, right? Of course, there's always something to do with this business of reselling. I mean, really, especially if you're doing your own business, I mean, you can be doing stuff from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. And that's a rut I have been in for many, many years and have been just trying to get myself out of it. And it's easier said than done because, if you really have a passion to make business work, to make this business work, you really are focused on that, and time goes by so fast. So you're working a 9 to 5, you're looking at the clock every 20 minutes, and your day just drags. It's quite the opposite when you're fully focused on achieving the goals that you've set throughout the day. But what I really want to ask you guys is, are you focused at all on improving little things within your business on a daily basis? And it may be that you're focused on like one task, one thing, and then you're gonna keep repeating that daily until you've ingrained that, whatever that improvement is within your business, before you go on to add something else. Because you can say, well, every day let's get better, right? But I mean, come on, how realistic is that? If you add an improvement today, right, and you're adding new improvements along the line, but in 2 weeks you no longer do the improvement you did to start because it just kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. So what I would say is, think of things that you need to do better in your business, whether it's customer service, your photos, the way you source, how focused are you when you're doing your listings? Fix that, improve upon that, and get that to the point where it's second nature and you no longer have to think about it again. Then go on and reevaluate, what do I need to do differently now that I've improved my photos. Now, how do I improve my sourcing? And maybe it'll take you a little while. I mean, to say, make improvements every day, it's almost like throwing a quick band-aid on it, but that may not fix the problem. You might have a sourcing issue that's going to take you a couple weeks to fix. But if you're actively trying to get in there and solve the problem, if you're not able to find a lot of things in your area, have you checked eBay? What are you familiar with? Do you have any idea what a certain item would normally sell for? Well, see if you can find something super cheap. There's people right now that are in desperation mode that are selling their items dirt cheap. Maybe they're trying to sell them on auction, which is a huge mistake for most sellers. And you can grab that 99-cent item plus shipping or whatever. Sometimes I've seen them where there's no shipping at all. So daily improvements are great if you can make it work. If you can swing it, if you have the wherewithal to make daily improvements work and make them stick, because it doesn't make any sense to do that if you're not able to make that part of your routine. So some are going to be faster with it than others, but are you actively making that a part of your daily routine, trying to improve upon your business in some way, shape, or form? And I think we all can get complacent and say, it was good enough, right? But your competition's doing that. How are you separating yourself from your competition? And, we talk about ways of doing that with promoted listings and things like that, but I think that's not enough. You have to have the drive to be better than the person that's selling in the same categories as you are, to beat them out. And it could be done through a number of factors, but are you willing to take that extra time to improve upon what you're doing? So I want to hear from you guys. Again, it's not a long live stream, probably like another half an hour. So I want to see who we have with us. Casey, New York is with us, and for whatever reason, hold on real quick. I don't have this chat working for me, so let me see if I can do that here. Bear with me. I didn't really check this before I started, so I apologize. I just jumped on, and with this I have to go in and update the link every time I want to see you guys, so hopefully, otherwise, here it goes. So we got Casey, New York says, hi there, didn't expect you on. I didn't expect me on, but I figured, you know what, why not jump on and then wrap it up and then jump on the members only. Christopher's with us. Thanks for being here, Christopher Nutter. Henri Squaw's with us. Thanks for being here, Henri Squaw. Paul Rose, evening, John. Where's the cute half of the screen? I invited her on. She's currently dealing with a scam. She's dealing with a scam. It has nothing to do with eBay. She came to me in the garage and said, ooh, look at these little cute kitties. I forgot what she called them. I mean, maybe she could put it down in the chat. Yeah, Jenna, I'm going to just put it out there, darn it. I'm not going to give out too many details. But her sister asked her to go in and, hey, look at these cute kittens. And she's like, hey, we can get one for $700, and they're out here only. She's in California. So we might have to go and she's going to go in and check into it and maybe pick one up for her and then drive the thing out to California. But apparently these things go for much more than $700. So that was the first red flag. And then they pointed her to a website, and yeah, they're trying to tell her she's got to pay a fee to go see the cat. And the cat, this is whole elaborate website where the cat shows up in. There's 4 cats and they have 4 names, and then the testimonial part of the website shows the same cat name for like 5 or 6 testimonials. Unless they're getting like multiple cats and they're just recycling the 4 names for every cat, there's something definitely wrong there where they won't let you see the thing before you buy it. So they're kind of in the middle of that whole scam, and I don't know how it's going to pan out, but it's pretty interesting. Let's see. So she's busy right now, and she's, she does need her time to, she loves to throw on the war paint and before she jumps in front of the camera. So that wasn't going to happen if I'm doing a pop-up live. Generally, you won't catch her on a pop-up live because she just doesn't want to be bothered with it. JR Care 1964, trying to work on being more organized and listing more. So organization is huge. Organization it can mess you up bad if you're not organized. Like there's times, for whatever reason, when I put in the SKU the location of an item, and then I go to pull it, the location's gone. I don't know what's going on. Luckily, I'm able to find some of these things, but I can tell you, if I was, let's say, James, I would be in some trouble. You know, if I didn't have an accurate location for everything that I'm selling, I would be absolutely in trouble, because that's a defect when you can't find something. You have a sea of items and you can't find it. That's no good at all. Christopher Nutter says, I had 2 big sales this weekend. Not sure you saw them in the Discord. You know what? I get the Discord notifications that pop up on my phone all the time, and I've got to get better with that. I generally don't get a chance to look at anything until the evening, because if I get kind of bogged down, and I don't want to call it bogged down, because, you know, that Discord, it has some meaning to me. I love the idea that we're building community. We can come together and share our experiences, and please, guys, don't stop doing that. I'm going to make my presence a little bit more frequent. I just don't want to stop, you know, my progress when I'm focused on whatever task I'm working on to do that. I like to reserve the time after I'm done, I'm winding down, to jump on those. So, but awesome that you got a couple great sales. Chris says, I've been selling similar and listing new items. That's the key. I mean, to me, it's showing eBay activity. Some days, look, there's some days that I don't have. Okay, I have plenty of merchandise, right? But there's some days that I have other things happening, like this last week with my tooth. Yes, I don't know how many of you guys have your wisdom tooth pulled, but there's a recovery time, right? But John wants to jump in as soon as he gets home. I had a gauze pad Wednesday evening on my tooth hole, I guess is what you call it, right? Trying to get the thing to scab up. And I have the gauze pad here. I'm sitting here working on drafts while I have it in my mouth. And that might be why it took 6 hours for the dang thing to stop bleeding. After a while, she's like, just stop. Don't put the gauze on there anymore. It's going to mess it up. And so at that point, I was kind of done. I was just relaxing, and then it calmed down. So I want to get to work even when I'm not feeling well, but sometimes it slows me down when I'm not feeling well. And this is the first day where I don't feel that way. You know, getting the activity is certainly what you want to do. Jenna, what are you doing? Hold on. She's got some gifted memberships. We've got David was gifted a membership. Axe Monkey. RM was gifted a membership. CM Trades and Jake Dewart. Hopefully I got that right. Don't want to butcher any names. So you guys are all now members, at least for the next 30 days. So go check out. We have some videos that we've posted on the channel, and we also have upcoming here in the next like half an hour. We have a members only live where you can come and hang out, and we're gonna just I don't even know. We're just gonna go over some stores and see what things people are doing that are great and maybe not so great. And maybe if you guys want to talk about your stores, we can take a look at those as well and give you some advice on, you know, what maybe you can do better. I don't have all the answers, so this is why I rely on you guys to be there with me to kind of help me have some ideas for some people. Henri Squaw says, to be totally honest, our life is in a flux right now until we figure out the timing of hubby leaving his government job before they do. Whoops. Of course, my ring thing. And I turn this off and I can't hear anyone's. That's a totally other thing. I turn my ringer off and I can't hear when someone's calling me. And that's.
Someone is at the front door.
Thank you. Hopefully that's my mailman. Yeah, it is. Good. So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, the government thing here, there's a lot of downsizing going on in the government, right? And I can understand how your life is sort of in a flux and stress, right? And I know what it's like. Look, we both lost our jobs, and we had 60 days to figure it out, right? So I don't know what the timing is and how long he has to kind of get on his feet. But we had 60 days to figure it out. And initially, I started going out looking for other jobs. I was like there was no other railroad to go to, right? So, of course, I have management experience. I went for management positions, but being that I didn't really have a whole lot other than railroad experience and management experience. And I really, to be honest with you, I gave maybe 2 interviews. I was really being selective as well because I was trying to replace the same level of income. And eventually I came to the conclusion, you know what? I'm going to either have to make reselling work or stick with the company and go east. So we had a lot of thinking that we had to do, and we decided to to take the severance. And thankfully we had a severance which allowed us to land on our feet and to get stuff figured out. Buying from like Blink pallets what are they even in business anymore? By the way, is it Blink? Bulk, not Blink. Bulk. Is Bulk.com even in business? I'm talking about them, and I guess they are. That's crazy. So I need to do a video on how these pallets are no good for resellers. That's another topic for another day. But yeah, I can certainly understand where you're coming from and how you're feeling right now. It's the uncertainty is the worst thing. And then of course Jenna's here. I don't know what she's doing, but I hope y'all are feeling good and getting sales. So I'm feeling kind of good. I'm in the mood because I can't have my chips and salsa just yet. Normally Wednesday night we'd go to our place, get the chips and salsa, maybe check a movie out. It's all at the casino. It's all built in the casino. And to do that, and I can't do that today. Can't have chips and salsa just yet. That's a week away. My mouth is still healing, but my mouth isn't throbbing. My mouth isn't like, and plus I was really just drained, and I don't feel that way today, so that's a good thing. What do we have here? Who else do we have with us today? For some reason, it's not allowing me to see JRKR. I see you, but it's not letting me see the rest of the comments for some reason. Really strange. Let me try to fix this here real quick because I want to see the comments, and when I try to pop out the chat, it's not showing it to me, so it's really strange. So here we go. We got some more. Henri Squaw says, and you know what? It's changing. Whenever I do this, it changes the code. It's so strange. I got to put the code back in so we can see the chat. So let's do that real quick. When he leaves that position, he will do this with me at least at first. That could be a good thing. I mean, I don't know if it's something he would actually enjoy doing, and I don't know how well you're doing this on your own, but having 2 people doubling up the work, it could be a good thing. Paul Rose says, don't watch him often, but Rockstar Flipper just reported eBay has started holding funds on random sellers till items are delivered in the U.S. now. Maybe they're rolling it out slowly. So it makes sense that eBay, and they started doing this last year, where they were making it more difficult for international sellers who are selling into ebay.com in the U.S., and I don't know, maybe into ebay.uk as well for you, making it more difficult for them to compete. And I kind of believe that by doing this, like for instance, you and I get an item not received case. Okay, kind of a pain in the butt to deal with, but it doesn't count as a defect against us like an item not received would be. Well, for someone selling internationally into the U.S., that's counted as a defect against them when they get an item not received case. And I firmly believe they did that to make it more difficult for those people to compete against sellers within their respective countries, and to maybe tell them to kind of, without telling them to go away, we don't want you, just go away. And this might be another tactic that they're using to only keep the most serious people in that have good metrics, that aren't loaded with item not receives and INADs and all that stuff. So I think that's kind of what's going on. Ruben says, I just got an email from eBay that I have a high refund for not as described. So you can get that. I've had them before. It's nothing to panic about. Usually eBay will give you an opportunity to improve your metrics, to improve your returns. What are some ways you can improve your returns? Well, of course, I would say two things. Get in there, make sure your items are described as accurately as possible. Make sure everything is tested. If you cannot test it, consider selling it for parts or repair or parting it out. That's number one. Now, people will use the refund process and do it in such a way where you're on the hook for the return label. So you have buyer pays for returns. They'll sort of game the system, blame it on you, get the free return label, and now you're hit with a defect against your return ratio. Happens to me. It happens to me. That's the good thing about being an everything seller. It broadens the number of categories so that if you don't have at least 10 unique returns within a certain period of time within that category, then they just don't even count it against you. You could have a high return. Now, another way is communication with your buyer. Maybe put that slip in your package. Say if you have any problems, or a card in your package. If you have any problems, reach out. We're here for you before you file a return, that type of thing. Also, reach out to your buyers as soon as they buy the item. Thank you for your purchase. We're going to mail it out. If you encounter any problems, please let me know directly before you do anything through eBay. That's one of the ways to do it, because a lot of people don't know. They get their package, it's not what they want, and they don't have the experience that we do, and then they go in and they go to the transaction, they see open a return, and they open the return, but they don't have an email from you giving them instructions, so they're just going to do what they think is best. So that is also one way. Now, there is a third way. I suppose if your buyer reaches out to you, and this is kind of controversial, but I can tell you it does work. If your buyer reaches out to you and says, hey, there's a problem, of course, try proactively to work with them to resolve that problem. But if you can't, and your only answer is you're welcome to open a return, you can consider saying to them, well, I'll be happy to send you a return label. And I've done that before. You send them the return label through the message system. You go like the pirate ship, buy the label, save it as a PDF, screen grab just the label, save it. You send that as an attachment to them. They download the file, they print it out, they slap it on the package, they send it to you, and then you process a refund. And even when you send a refund back to the buyer, you can tell them it was a return, right? But you're not applying fault. See, that's the thing. You can take returns all day long on eBay, and if it's buyer changes mind, item doesn't fit, it doesn't count against that ratio. Now, it's controversial. There's going to be a lot of people like pushing back on that idea, but at the way I look at it is nobody is going to protect your account against these buyers. And let's face it, half of these returns really are buyers who maybe change their mind but don't want to pay for a return label. That's what I'm seeing. And no one's going to protect your account. eBay is looking at you as a number. They can replace you in a heartbeat as a seller. So, is bypassing the return process, providing them with a return label, provided that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do as a seller once you get it back. You know what? I don't personally have a problem with it because it's called account protection. And if you get into that mode where you get very high, if you can find opportunities to do that, hey, I'm not hating on you. Paul Rose says, Jenna, save us. There's no eye candy tonight. You got all the eye candy you want right here. So apparently these are Maine Coon cats. I don't know. I mean, they're funky looking cats with like 3 different color eyes. I don't know. But these sellers are not legit, I don't think. I don't know if they get as big as dogs or not. Jenna says they do get huge, but they're so pretty. We have Craig Wine says, hi all, almost got here at the start. LOL. I'm going to do my best to catch up before we end it, but I may not be able to catch up, but I'll try. Andre Squaw says, I got a scam email today on eBay yesterday, supposedly, well, it says I got a scam email on eBay yesterday, supposedly from eBay support bot. I reported it and the account is now gone. Yeah, never click on a link within any of these messages or emails you get from people. 1900 Stores has just finished watching your video. It's not Friday. Nope, it's not Friday. Let's see. John Worldwide Weber says, Henri Squaw same thing happened to me weeks ago, reported, and their account was deleted from Germany. Wow. 1900 Store, yesterday was a good start. I sold a women's bag, never thought it would sell. You never know. You never know. Let's see. It's funny. I'm getting all these messages that are popping up. Well, usually my dogs either bark or I get all kinds of crap coming up on my phone while I'm on live. Mike G says, good evening. Dreading my taxes. S-Corp due March 15th. And don't forget, if you're S-Corp or LLC, I put a video out yesterday. You need to make sure you register through the BOI. That is FinCen, FINCEN.gov/BOI. And there's like a little video you can watch. It'll tell you kind of how to go through it. But it's like 3 different pages of information they need. And then you submit it and you're good. Failure to do so by the 21st of March will, get you in some trouble. So I don't want to see that. Paul Rose says, John, I think my membership expires on the 2nd. Probably won't jump on the members later. I'm not going to get back to selling for a while yet. So best you can concentrate on helping others right now. Well, you know what? It's cool that you're here with us. You're not reselling much right now, and you found the time to come and hang out. So that's awesome. So thanks for being here. Henri Squaw says, unfortunately, he was ineligible for that buyout they offered. Had to have so much tenure, or I'm wondering what that was. I know that there's some of the newer government employees were let go. They were still in the probation period, and that I'm wondering if that was the case. Heavy Chevy Guy says everything up to 95% in Advanced Auto Parts right now. Wow, because they're going out of business, I believe, right? Go get that stuff. Go get it, because it doesn't matter where you get it from. People need the parts. So if you can get that kind of stuff. Now, we don't have Advanced Auto Parts out here. We have, AutoZone and Kragen and all that stuff, but we don't have Advanced. We got Biscuit Butt. John, you got milk on your chin. Yep, a lot of milk. Never mind, just your facial hair is white. Yes. 1900 Store, John, because of you every day. Salsa juice on everything. LOL. Or salsa sauce on everything. Yes. Love salsa on everything. But it's the chips that I can't eat because of, they'll gouge me and I'll cause bleeding and who knows. I don't want that, what do they call it? A dry socket where you have like tremendous pain. I don't want that. 1900 Stores, I'm okay with holding funds. I just need more sales. Yeah. And you know what? Think about it like this. We are very fortunate on eBay that we get our money fairly quickly after the sale is made for most of us. Even if they make you wait until the sale is done, meaning that the item has been delivered, it's like selling on Amazon. You have to wait a couple weeks once that money clears. And with Poshmark, you don't get access to those funds until the item arrives. With Mercari, you don't get access to those funds until the item arrives. So that is a good selling point to sell on eBay. Paul Rose, no, this was U.S. sellers selling in the U.S. randomly to accounts with no issues or defects. Looks like they're moving towards sitting on the funds as a model. Well, that would suck. I mean, I wouldn't like it, but I mean, what are we going to do? It's not our I hate saying this. People hate me saying it, but it's not our sandbox. We can take our shovel and leave, I guess. But at the end of the day, like I said, those other platforms are the same way. And maybe they're looking at it as, here's another way we can make money off of what? The interest of all this money we're holding on to. Chris says, Paul, I'm pretty sure it's newer sellers or sellers with strikes on their account. I'd like to see, but eBay is not communicating with us. They're simply doing their thing, and we just have to figure it out and find out for ourselves. So has anyone encountered that? Has anyone encountered going for no reason at all, going from their money being in their account within a day or two after the money clears the bank to not being available to them until the item has been delivered? Big Dre says, hi, John and Chat. Thanks for being here, Big Dre. We have Carla Gracia. There are two metrics for us international sellers: bad buyer experience, and that's part of the thing I was telling you about that involves the item not received and item not received. There's 14 evaluation cycles with 2 windows of time. If you're in the red on any of those, sales are blocked for a quarter. Yep. And you might want to wonder, why is that? I think that is because a lot of the buyers who have left the platform or who do not want to buy on the platform anymore have bought on eBay through an international seller because they don't vet their sellers like the way I might vet a seller when I'm buying something. And they're like, where's my item? It's like maybe take a month or two before it gets to them. And that's not the experience eBay wants to deliver. 1900 store, that's why I will never sell electronics. Japan have the best electronics, but shipping costs not cheap, so I gave up on that niche. Too risky for me. There's lots. You have thousands upon thousands of items that you can find, source, and you would probably be within your own market. And 1900 stores in Japan, so that is definitely an edge. I think it's an edge. I think it's a good thing if you have access to things that most don't. And you can sell into US. I think it's awesome. Bling Bling Factor Australia. Hi, John. I hope your tooth situation improves quickly. I had a pain blocker in my spine and I rested for 4 days. You need to respect your health. I feel great today. I feel great. After the live, after the members live, I'm going to get out there and keep listing. Honor Squad, their agency is short staffed, so ineligible. Oh. But they have only 100 desks for 300 employees. That stinks. Chai Churin says, I keep getting the 50% off promotion campaign trial by eBay and have been ignoring thanks to your honest experience with the program. It's yourself. Is it still not worth it in your opinion? Nope. In my opinion, it's not. And I'm not doing it. I've had access to both. They've offered me both, and I'm not even clicking on it. There's no point. No point. Unless they say they're going to cover it 100% to let me try it, I'm not interested. Let's see. Duncan says, hey, is this the wrong day? For some, it might be the wrong day, but not for me. Just thought we'll do that pop-up live. That's why I tell you guys. I don't just tell you because other channels tell you this. Hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we go live, so that you're not finding yourself like 45 minutes in saying, hey, what day is it? You'll know. I think I scheduled it about 10 minutes before I went on, and it'll notify you as soon as I do that. And then you could be there with us when we start. Jovial says, wait, what? What day is it? What time is it? Oh, that's right. It's Try and Confuse the FA Fam Day. Good one, John. Good one. Yeah, glad to see you here, though. Henri Squaw says, I do weekly deposits. I have not seen an interruption yet, and that's it for me, right? eBay has not missed a deposit. They're very consistent when it comes to that. They haven't messed with my money yet. So, hey, I'm still a very critical fan of eBay. Christopher says, not me, been paid every time, just says payment processing. That's usually 24 hours. You get the right bank connected to eBay. It's usually the next day. So Tuesday is when they send it. And guess what? Today we received money. 1900 store says, I'm selling Etsy from 2016 and Etsy holding funds from time to time, and my store is 100% positive feedback, so be it. And if you're used to selling on all those other platforms, then it's not going to bother you as much. If you're used to the benefit of this that we've had with eBay and then go to other platforms, it can be a little bit unsettling. Mike says, sorry I'm late. Thought it started in 15 minutes. It does. That's the members only. This is just a general one. I had a little extra time and I thought I'd get in here and talk to you guys and see what's going on. And I really want to know, and we only have about 10 minutes before I jump off so I can jump on the other one. What improvements are you working on? This is not my 5-bullet list from Elon Musk. This is just simply wanting you to think about it within your own business. Are you trying to actively improve your business? And I'm not saying do it, improve your business every day, because I think that's unrealistic. You've got to work on ingraining a habit daily with whatever new thing that you're incorporating, And then once that's in place and you're comfortable and it's part of your daily routine, then add the next thing. But are you at all working on that? And most people, if they're giving an honest answer, would probably say, no, I'm not even thinking about that. Designs Laura says, hello, John. Etsy started doing the same over a year ago, randomly choosing shops to hold on to funds. In my opinion, they're testing how sellers react and how far they can push us. I mean, what's the alternative? Really, I mean, yeah, you could point to some of these startups like District, right? But even with a site like District, most of those people who are on any of, like Pete's got I think he's got one of the largest ones, maybe Crazy Lamp Lady or something like that. Most of those people are sellers, and we want buyers, not sellers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe firmly believe that many of those thousands of people that you see on District are fellow sellers and not necessarily buyers. But I might be wrong. Chai says, do you think flipping will be easier with all the resellers leaving the eBay platform recently? Anytime you have fewer people to compete against, it's going to be easier, but they're leaving for a reason. And they're leaving because sales have slowed down for a lot of people. And so they're leaving. It helps improve the sales situation a little bit. I noticed on Sunday, Monday, sales were pretty good. Can't complain. And then they've kind of returned back to blah the last couple days. So I'm just going to keep pushing. That's all I can do. John Doe says, I'm donating over 200 books this weekend, making room for new inventory. Yeah, because if the books aren't moving, what are we doing? Let's lot them up, sell them that way, or donate them. My sales they picked up. Let's see if I can get you guys a screenshot here. I always try to, on these lives, give you guys an update as to what I'm doing with my sales. And I'll usually give you the year over year. Oh boy. It's at 18,649. But look, I've gone from at the end of January being up like 30% to like now I'm only up 16.5. So things are falling off for us. Of course, the ASP is still high, and the number of items we've sold is still only 258. It's down by 11%. So last year at this time, we had upwards of close to 300 items sold. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And of course, that's just the main account. That's not the second. The secondary account's up as well, but that's because we didn't really do a whole lot the first quarter of last year on that account. Mike G says, I can't stand how eBay will trust buyer's word with 3 feedback over mine with thousands of transactions and 0 issues. Buyer file's not working, and I know it works as I show photos of it working. But here's the thing. eBay knows that it's easier to lose a buyer than it is for them to lose a seller. It only takes one bad transaction for a buyer to never come back. You get a bad transaction as a seller, well, you're going to keep coming back because you keep getting sales. Well, most of us are getting sales. It's the promise of, extra income or whatever it is that keeps us selling on the platform. Buyers aren't that forgiving, and eBay knows that. Skyhawks, what is opinion on partial refunds? I don't accept partial refunds due to buyers fishing for free money. The policy that I come up with, if the buyer reaches out to you asking you for a partial refund, then that is no longer an option. And maybe it's legit, but the fact that they thought about it and decided they were going to, they still want it for some reason, but they want money back. No, it's usually something that I will offer. Like they'll say, hey, I notice this part is missing, or something's not working quite right, but maybe they might remark, but we're able to kind of make it work. I might come back and say, well, can you show me a photo of it? Or can you, help me understand, what is wrong with it? And then if I can determine that maybe I didn't test for that function, or that maybe something happened, maybe something broke in transit, then I will then look at it. What is it going to cost for me to unwind this thing and send them a return label? Sometimes I'll give them up to about 20% back, and then I'll look at it. What's the value of this thing in that state that they're saying that it is in? If it's broken, can I sell it for parts and repair? So there's a number of things that I'm thinking about. is sending them $25 on a $100 item or $120 item worth it versus taking it back and not being able to sell it for more than 50? So you got to do the math on it and just kind of figure out what makes sense. Don't jump fast. I mean, we want you to reply quickly to your buyer, but think about your options before you do. John Doe says, next week I'll be jumping into the shirt category and I plan on listing at least 200 in March. There you go. Let us know how that turns out. Mike G says, definitely want buyers, LOL. Sellers that buy are cheapskates, including myself. Hey, I'm frugal as can be. I'm looking for the best deal. I'm looking feedback. I'm looking at all this stuff. Most buyers don't care. Look, I need this thing. It's $100 on Amazon. Oh, I can get it for $75 on eBay. And there you go. 1900 Store says, I found nice sets of forks and spoons made in Japan, mint condition from the 70s. I'll list them on Etsy and on eBay and see what's gonna happen. There you go. Let us know how that goes. I'm sure you will. In the Discord, we have a lot of people who, like Chris and 1900 Store, they'll go in there and talk about, hey, I got this sale. You know, what do you guys think about listing this? Or what do you guys think about this situation? And it's a great place to go when there's no lives to chat in, right? We do this usually Mondays and Friday. And that Discord is going like all the time. And it's growing. We're getting more people. And I like it. You know, we have, thanks to Keith Pitko, I don't see him here, but he's been great in setting it up for us. Thanks for Duncan for kind of volunteering to go on there and making sure everyone's in line. So far it's great. We haven't had to add any features in there that prevents people from jumping on right away. I really don't want to make people feel like, I got to ask a question or answer a few questions about joining before you're allowed to join. But at some point, if you get some bad people on there, like all these forums do, we might have to implement something like that. But yeah, smash the like button. Midwest Picker did. Like smashed on both live streams. 2 sales coming. There you go. We got another live stream coming. Now, if you have a green, if your name is in green, that means that you are a member. So maybe you were gifted a membership. Maybe you don't remember being a member. Memberships, we do it to kind of weed people out. When we do these lives for the members, we want it to be a smaller audience. We don't want this to go out to thousands of people. We want people to feel like they can show their store. If they say, hey, look at my store, tell me what you think. It's a smaller audience, and people feel better about that. And that's kind of why we do it. We keep it affordable so that, I see other channels, they have like $10 memberships. We just have one membership plan. It's $2.99. And, something to consider, but we're going to be doing that. So I believe if you're looking to join us, you'd have to become a member. And I know Jenna just gifted 5, but you can go on and click on that and sign up and be eligible to come on over and look at sometimes I'll make videos that I don't think 1,000 people, 2,000 people are going to want to really watch. Like who cares, John? But I do know that if you've bothered to become a member, maybe you guys do care and would want to hear about what I have to say about, what I'm dealing with or going through and whatever topic it is. And we have that bonus content on the channel as well. Chai says, what are your thoughts on USPS showing profit for the last quarter? Last time they showed profit was 2006. Do you think USPS will actually lower costs to ship from all the Doge? I don't think they're going to lower any costs. I think, to be honest with you, I think their rates are somewhat reasonable as compared to the other carriers. That's just my opinion. I think they're showing a profit because they've taken market share away from the other carriers, FedEx and UPS, on the items up to 70 pounds with ground advantage. I can tell you right now, the number of packages that I ship with FedEx are cut in half. There's days the FedEx guy will show up and I don't have anything to give him. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're taking market share, but they're also sort of bottlenecking their own infrastructure by having all these extra packages in, I think. John Doe has just accepted an offer, but not counting that as a sale from the thumbs up. All right, well, there you go. It's still a sale. Duncan says, I can't afford a membership. 1900 Store, I will gonna buy a membership when I have steady funds. There you go. And I don't want anyone to feel like they have to, but at the same time, I don't want, sometimes we get 2,000 people watching these lives, And there's some people who are like, I'm not sharing my store with 2,000 people. 30 or 40 maybe, but not 2,000 people. Mike G, way I look at it, eBay YouTubers for most part don't make much. $3 a month is no problem if I watch it regularly. Yeah, and there's a lot of channels, and I've always fought with myself about the idea of even doing a membership at all. But I was thinking about maybe making a second channel, but who's going to want to watch just random things John wants to talk about, kind of a channel. And you know, I wanted to make it as reasonable as possible if I ever did it, because to me, I only want to earn money from the Google AdSense, to be honest with you. I don't want to sell you guys stuff. Yes, we have different products that people have approached us to say, hey, will you show us, show your viewers the products, like our sponsors? And we only do that, but we do make some money off of it. I'm not going to lie. Not a whole bunch. It's not nothing that's going to break the bank. But it's got to be products that I have used and that I know is going to benefit people. So this is not a money grab channel. We're not here to replace our eBay income. It does supplement it a little bit, but it's nowhere near where a lot of channels try to take it. Scan to Freedom, USPS not having to deliver. SurePost probably helps profits. Yes, it does help. But I firmly believe that it is the ground advantage that a year and a half ago, going on 2 years in July, I think, that they've implemented. It's really, really good. It's probably the best thing that the USPS has done in the last 10 years. And the last comment is, Chaicharin, if you're providing a service versus entertainment, you should feel good about a membership program. I like to think we give you guys good information. Yeah, we have our lives, we have fun, and we kind of mix the fun with information. But there's times that I will stop listing and spend a solid hour or so to get, there you go, Todd, how you doing? And Joe, how you doing, Joe? To stop what I'm doing to get content out. So, you know, so that it is what it is. So Jovial says, it's however, oh, for Pete's sake day, so take a deep breath and carry on for Pete's sake. Yes, and we'll end that there, because in 2 minutes, and I might be a couple minutes late starting, but in 2 minutes, we're going to start the other live. And if you are a member, go check it out. If you want to become a member, click on the little link in your app or on the PC. I don't know how it works. I'm just telling you, there's a link there if you want. And we will see you guys in a couple minutes. And figuring out, though, improvements that you need to make, I think you should be thinking about them every day and implementing them once you've been able to establish the last one. But figuring out what you need to do to improve is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care.
Oh! Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. But flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. Oh, all resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast, Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast, Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.